The poor state of housing for Kenya's men in uniform has been under scrutiny for many years. Today, the government seemed to have taken into consideration the long-awaited step in ensuring that those who guard the country from both internal and external threats are also safe. National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich announced that the government has partnered with Shelter Afrique to construct 20,000 modern housing units for police officers.
Construction will commence in October this year. Once phase 1 is underway, we expect to concurrently launch additional phases with a view to conclusively addressing the housing gap for police and other disciplined forces, which is estimated at over 100,000 units currently.
But that is not the only thing the government will be prioritizing this financial year. With next year's general elections, the IEBC has been allocated 19.7 billion shillings to adequately prepare for the polls, even as the country awaits the resolution in the stalemate surrounding the electoral body.
Kenya will go into elections in August 2017. The government is committed to a free and fair general election.
Rotich has also proposed that the Central Bank of Kenya be given powers to prosecute cases involving banks that violate the Banking Act, as the penalties for the violations rose 5 times to a 20 million fine, even as the government moves in to streamline the sector that has been marred with cases of gross mismanagement.
We are also strengthening central bank supervisory functions in terms of numbers and competencies. Fourth, we are insisting on strengthening corporate governance practices in banks.
All state agencies will also be required to establish internal audit committees starting next month to ensure efficiency and to strengthen audit and procurement processes. This year, the government has allocated 2 billion shillings as subsidy for KCPE and KCSE exam fee.
3.2 billion for subsidy to Kenya National Examination Council for examination fee waiver, 9.1 billion for Higher Education Loans Board, and 57.8 billion for university education.
The government will also develop regulations aimed at guiding counties on raising their own revenues in order to fund their budgets. This is in addition to counties sharing out 280.3 billion shillings in the next financial year.
We have witnessed a number of counties introducing multiple regulations, forcing business to pay for numerous licenses and permits, especially between jurisdictions. Such regulatory practices are clearly contributing to an unfriendly business environment, which has adverse implications for investment, employment, and economic growth.
But while Treasury has allocated the 2.2 trillion shillings to various sectors, the question has been on how the government intends to fund the budget. The Kenya Revenue Authority will have to tighten its noose as the revenue collection target has now been raised to 1.5 trillion shillings, up from 1.3 trillion shillings.
Going forward, Mr. Speaker, we remain committed to bringing the fiscal deficit down gradually to below 4% of GDP in the medium term. This reduction should strengthen our debt sustainability position.
The Tax Procedure Act will also be amended to give KRA more powers. Ruth Mutegi, News Hour.